Hey, Amanda, how are you doing?
I'm great, Charlene. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I'm excited to talk to you today again. We're going to talk about waiting a year versus buying now.
Yeah,
I'm going to introduce myself. So, I am Charlene Williams. I've been a real estate broker for 15 years, currently with Real Estate Homeward. And we have with us the lovely Amanda Pivar, mortgage broker extraordinaire. Can you introduce yourself, Amanda, please?
absolutely. So, as Charlene mentioned, my name is Amanda Pivar. I'm a bit of mortgage agent for over 8 years, currently with Mortgage Connection, which is part of DLC, and I'm happy to answer all of your mortgage needs.
So that's excellent. Thank you so much for that. So, what we're going to talk about is buying now versus waiting a year. So, for all of you first time buyers, or even if you're thinking of putting your home on the market and moving up or downsizing, why should we do it now rather than waiting a year, Amanda?
Yeah, so you just hit almost everything, but you're forgetting investors. Now is a great time for those investors as well. So people are waiting. People are like, you know what? Let's wait till rates come down. Right now, rates are too high. I'm going to wait. What a mistake that is. And I actually have some slides that I'm going to share with you to show you exactly why waiting will cost you money.
Okay.
So I did an example of right now. So if you were to buy a home right now for 1.2 with your 20% down payment, you would need 290 as your closing costs and your down payment, but you have a mortgage amount of 960 and at a rate of 624, your payment's about 5,800 a month. Let's fast forward a year. So the prediction is if rates were to come down a percent, we'll see about a 9% increase in prices across the GTA. So that same home, fast forward a year, is now worth 1,320,000. You're going to have an extra $30,000 for your closing costs and your down payment, and your loan amount will be higher. Now, when you look at your monthly payment, it is a little bit lower. It's around $97 less a month for waiting. So, yes, some people's right. It will go a little bit lower, but are we thinking about the long term? So, again, I think a lot of people have watched our podcast before. No, I always say mortgages are a marathon, not a sprint. So, let's
Right.
fast forward 5 years. What does it actually look like? So 5 years later, if you bought a home today, you're actually going to have less of a mortgage owing in 5 years. And if the rate was down to 3.5%, that payment's going to go down to 4,489. Now, if you had waited a year, you're going to owe a lot more on your mortgage than the person who bought right now. And if the rate was to be apples to apples, because eventually it will be very comparable, your monthly payment's actually going to cost you a lot more money at $4,800 a month. That's a difference of $348. So people are not thinking long term. I find a lot of my clients are thinking about the now. But I think in this type of market, you think of the 5 years. A home that you're buying is somewhere you're going to stay. Even as an investor, too, looking at these numbers, sure, you might have a property that just cash positive and breaks even right now. But in 5 years, when your payment drops quite a bit of money, that's money that you would have in your pocket. So as you can see by my numbers, it might not be in your best interest to wait. One, it's going to cost you more to get in. Two, long term, that payment and that mortgage is going to cost you a lot more money.
Right. Oh my gosh. So they say it's true. The numbers don't lie. This is in black and white right here. And then you can definitely make sense of it. Thank you so much for presenting it that way, Amanda. I think a lot of
Absolutely.
people are, they're more visual when they see the numbers rather than just hearing it. It just doesn't sometimes make sense.
It
So
doesn't
that's amazing.
Yeah, and it doesn't make sense in the media. Unfortunately, the media has this really negative connotation that's all over the news about why you should wait to buy. They're not mortgage brokers. They're not mortgage real estate agents and professionals who actually know what's happening. They're writing numbers based off of their opinions and a lot of time, or that one person who's had a bad experience.
Right. And then there's the whole waiting or, the headlines like clickbait headlines. So they want you to tune in. Oh, it's all doom and gloom and everything else. But, you're looking at a 1.2 in your example, $1 million property. Next year could very well be 1.32, right? So
Absolutely.
it makes sense for some people to get in there now rather than waiting a year. We don't know. We're not the predictors. I know that the news definitely is a little bit lagging behind the people that are on the front lines, like you and I,
Yep.
boots on the ground type of people. So we really do appreciate that, Amanda. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome, Charlene. I'm always here to answer your questions and show some of the scenarios.
Yeah, so right now out there, there's a lot of, depending on the area that you're in, there are some deals to be had. So reach out to me, reach out to Amanda. We will definitely be able to help you out with that.
Absolutely.
Thanks again, Amanda, for
Thanks,
coming on,
Charlene.
and we really appreciate you.
Of course, anytime.